Ladies and gentlemen, this is an article that came out on January 13th, 2018 in WSAZ News Channel 3, and I will leave the link to this article in the description box. Y'all. Again, I had said this all along that Donald Trump is not going to help any junkie in this land. Ain't gonna happen. You haven't seen it happen, and you won't see it happen. Okay? This was supposed to be a national emergency. Then it got scaled down to public health emergency. And now it has to be renewed. Even the senators are saying very little action has happened since Donald Trump declared this a public health emergency, this opioid plague. Very little. And it's the truth. So the senators, they drew up a letter to send Trump. And this is what the letter says, y'all. This is what it says. Dear Mr. President, the opioid plague is devastating our country, and it's only growing worse. Newly released data from the CDC shows that we lost more than 42,000 people to an opioid-related overdose in 2016. That's a 28% increase in overdose deaths compared to 2015, and a five-fold increase since 1999. Put another way, we lost more than 115 people every day in 2016 to opioids. That is why it's critical that we immediately take every possible step and use every tool at our disposal to work to end this crisis. On November 26, 2017, you declared a public health emergency with the goal of mobilizing federal resources and strengthening the federal response to the opioid plague. This emergency declaration expires on January 23rd, 2018. Unfortunately, we have seen too little action taken relative to the magnitude of the problem and urge you to immediately renew the opioid public health emergency declaration and to work with us to push for substantial funding to address the opioid plague as part of the upcoming budget deal omnibus negotiations. Federal funding support efforts to help stop the plague at every level. It is needed to prevent addiction, provide treatment to those with substance use disorder, fund overdose reversal treatment, and harm mitigation efforts, strengthen law enforcement and support efforts to care for the many children who are unwittingly victims of this disease. Do y'all remember the Senate writing a letter during the crack epidemic? I think they were all for the mass incarceration of the black community back then. I don't remember these letters. Do anybody remember these letters? All right, if you remember these letters, put it in my comment section because I don't remember these letters. Okay. skip back. Too many in our community are losing their lives, families, and future to opioids. And we need to be doing everything humanly possible to help them. We hope that you will immediately renew the opioid public health emergency and work with us to fight for federal funding needed to adequately address this plague. Sincerely yours, the Senate. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they took time out of their lives to write a letter. Again, do y'all remember a letter? Probably the only letter they wrote back then was hurry up and put them Negroes in prison. Woo! What a difference an addiction makes when the color of the people changes. Please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. And don't forget to hit on that notification bell. And join me over on blackjunction.tv and on blackspot.com. Peace, family.